founder of SpeakUpForBlue.com, and welcome to Speak Up for Blue TV. This is my way of supporting the ocean conservation movement, and I like to call it the Blue Movement. I get to express my opinions on issues I see in ocean conservation, and I also get to engage you, the viewer, on how you feel about the same subject. Today I want to talk about the Canadian seal hunt. Seals are hunted in Canada, Norway, Greenland, and Russia, but Canada gets the most attention because they have the largest hunt. This subject tears me apart because I'm Canadian and I love my country. But then I look at pictures like this and this, and as a marine ecologist and an average Canadian Joe, I feel hurt. Why is my country doing this to me? Oh, Canada, you hurt me so. But emotions aside, let's break down the subject of this hunt and let's take a look at what it's all about. There are 5.9 million harp seals in Canada, mostly located in the St. Lawrence River area, Newfoundland, and the north. The quota is set at just over 200,000 seals allowed to be killed each year, and starting in November 15th and last till May 15th, with most occurring in late March. The seals are killed in a three-step process. First is the striking. They're either shot in the head or clubbed over the head with a hack-a-pick, I think I'm pronouncing that right, just basically clubbed over the head. Then the seal hunter has to check to make sure the cranium on both sides is crushed. If it's not crushed, they have to crush it to either knock out the seal or make sure it's dead. Then the bleeding part happens. The seal hunter has to cut the arteries underneath both of the front flippers, let a minute go by of the bleeding out part before the seal hunter can actually start skinning the animal, just to make sure it's dead. So that's a pretty nasty process, and it's probably the most controversial part. There are two sides of the debate. Obviously, there's the pro-hunt, and there's the opposed to the hunt. And both sides have brought in experts, veterinarians, weapons experts, people like that, to do studies on whether the seals are humanely killed. And of course, the decision is split. The people for the side for the hunt say that it's okay, it's humane. The side that's against the hunt say it's not humane. So that doesn't help the debate at all. Another side of the argument for the pro-hunt is that the seal population is so large, and their main food source is the cod fishery, and is the cod. It's actually hindering the recovery of the cod fishery, which you may know the Northwest cod fishery collapsed in the early 1990s due to mismanagement of the fishery for a lot of years before that. We basically fished them out. But I digress. Both sides of the argument now agree that the seal population is not hindering the recovery of the cod fishery. We just fish them too much, and there's not many around. They're recovering, but slowly. But that's another topic for another show. So let's look at what we learned so far. We may or may not know that the killing process is humane. Perhaps we should ask the seals. I'm sure they would love to tell us what it's about. We also know that the seals aren't hindering the cod fishery population, so there's no real ecological value in killing the seals or keeping their population in check. So there must be some other reason. Usually it's economical, so let's look at that. Some hunters say that the proceeds from the seal hunt contribute up to 30% of their annual salary. Now, I'm not an economics major or an economics expert, but that doesn't sound like a lot to me. And if you figure that the seal catch has gone down in the last few years, and with European bans and bans on seal pelts, the sales have gone down in the last few years. You're probably looking at what? A maximum of 20% of your annual salary contribution from seal pelts and seal products? That's not that much. That's even worse. So I'm sure there's better ways to make money. I did a bit of research on what kind of products are sold. As I said before, pelts are a large one, mostly sold to Greenland, Norway, and China. Now, I don't mind pelts being sold to be worn for warmth, like for people like the Inuvialuit population or northern populations that need it for warmth and waterproofing before they actually use it in a sustainable manner. But a lot of the pelts are sold to the fashion industry. One fashion line that's known to use it, I don't want to be sued, so I won't really mention it, starts with a V, ends in a Saatchi. They've been known to use seal pelts in their clothing line. So if you want to stop the seal hunt, maybe you should look at these clothing lines, look at their fashion sense, and see what they're selling as products. If they're selling seal pelts, maybe we shouldn't buy from them. Another product is the seal oil from the seal fat that goes into fish oil products for the health food stores. So next time you're buying fish oil products, because there's high in omega-3 fatty acids, look at the label, see if it's a seal-free label. If it doesn't say on the label, do some research. I'm sure you can find out. And if you want to stop the seal hunt, don't buy those products. It's pretty simple. Hit them where it hurts. Hit them in the economics if you really don't want to stop the product. If you really want to stop the seal hunt. To be honest, in my opinion, I don't really see a need for a seal hunt, especially the way it's done. But then again, I don't think I would like to see the way cows and pigs are slaughtered in that either. So I'm kind of wishy-washy on the subject. But because there's no real ecological reason and there's no economic reason, it almost seems like it's a dying tradition and it's just fighting for its last breath. But I'm going to leave you now with a quote from Jacques Cousteau on his thoughts on the seal hunt when he was asked in 1978. Here's what he had to say. We have to be logical. We have to aim our activity first to the endangered species. Those who are moved by the plight of the harp seal could also be moved by the plight of the pig. The way they are slaughtered is horrible. And this guy was he was one of the first ocean conservationists to really be known. So it's something to think about. On that note, I'm going to end the show. But before I do, I want to know how you feel about the Canadian seal hunt. Should we set our sights on endangered species rather than the populations that are doing well, like the harp seal? Put your thoughts in the comments section below. And as usual, like and favorite this video if you like the content that I'm providing. And let me know how you feel by subscribing. And let me know if you like the stuff that I'm putting out by subscribing to the channel, to the Speak Up for Blue YouTube channel. And as usual, there is a link to the Blue movement, to the Speak Up for Blue website. Check it out. There's lots of articles. We update 2 or 3 times a week on articles. There's lots of fun stuff to look at and start the discussion. Put your comments in the comment boxes and we'll answer them soon. If you have questions or comments, we'll be sure to address them. Until the next time, I'm Andrew Lewin, speaking up for the ocean, which is saying, leave my seals alone. See you later.